I have a question for you. Did you ever want to have just amazing, beautiful, naturally flawless skin, or even just nice skin? To give you a background, in case you're new here, I had a long history of eczema for 12 years. I had problems with pimples, I had problems with acne, I had problems with back knee, just a ton of skin problems. In the beginning, what I did was I would just try to cover up my skin with anything I could, really. You know, all those creams that you can get at the supermarket. So I would go to the store and I would buy all kinds of pimple creams, you know, the over-the-counter cortisone, the anti-inflammatory stuff. I pretty much spent all my money on expensive creams and lotions, but really I wanted to have nice skin. What was really frustrating to me was that I couldn't have it because my skin just kept breaking out. Sometimes when I was using those creams, but especially when I wasn't using them. Did any of you ever have that happen to you? Like, you know, you use a cream, your skin problem, it goes away, but as soon as you stop using that cream, your breakouts, they come back, and sometimes they come back even worse. Well, if this ever happened to you, this used to always happen to me. I remember I went on vacation and I had packed everything. I packed my clothes, I packed my toothbrush, I packed my lotions and everything. When I got to the hotel room, I opened my bag and I'm looking through all of my stuff and I'm like, oh no, I forgot. I had forgotten to bring my cortisone cream. And at first I was like, okay, well, you know, it's not a big deal. It's just a couple of days. You'll be fine. The next morning, like literally like less than 24 hours after not using my creams, my skin started to get really bad. And I'm prone to eczema. So what happened was I broke out all over. And that was pretty terrible because you can imagine, you know, you're on vacation. It's supposed to be the best time of your life. Here I was stuck in the hotel room. I didn't want to go out because my skin had gotten so bad I was too embarrassed to let anybody see it. So I stayed in the hotel room pretty much most of the time that we were on vacation. So when I got back home, I immediately got an appointment with a dermatologist. And when I came into my appointment, I started to tell her, you know, what had happened. I told her, yeah, you know, I tried to stop using the creams for like a couple of days, but then I started to break out. So, you know, like what can I do basically? Like, why does my skin keep acting this way? All they could tell me was that I had chronic eczema, basically saying that my breakouts were going to always keep happening. So I asked her, okay, if my breakouts are going to keep happening, what do I do? And what she told me was that either I could use like the stronger steroids, the ones that you actually have to get a prescription for. So she told me I could use those, or she told me that I could take pills like oral steroids. Basically, what I was told was that my only solution was to cover it up in creams and medications for indefinite period of time. Maybe some of you, you know, you get this feeling yourself, like you get to a point where your skin is just really out of control and, you know, you feel that you cannot control it and you feel bad about yourself and you feel bad about the way that you look. That's how I felt at that time. But I didn't have any other option, so I continued to use my steroid creams. So that's when I met my husband. And to be honest, at that point, I was fine with using steroid creams, you know. Every now and then, like, I didn't think it was such a big deal. But my husband, he was always asking me about it. He would always say, like, what are you using? What is in that cream? Why do you have to use it so often? Why is it so expensive? Etc. I was like, you know, it's just a cream, like, it's not a big deal, you know. But later, I started to wonder, well, actually, I have no idea what's in these creams that they give me. Maybe I should start looking into it. So I started to look into what steroid creams were, and I started to do just like some personal research online. And I was pretty shocked what I found out about these cortisone creams that I was using. And I saw that some people, they had side effects when they were using it too long. Pretty much after like a couple of weeks of reading about that, I wanted to stop using them because I was afraid that these things were gonna happen to me. The question that was keeping me up at night was why I was breaking out. If I could find what was making me break out, then I wouldn't have to use the creams anymore. So that's when I started to look into what triggers eczema. And I tried a lot of things. I tried changing my sheets, wearing all cotton, like I got rid of all my synthetic clothes. I threw away a lot of my perfumes and a lot of my fragrance. You know, I tried moisturizing my skin more so that my dry skin wouldn't break. And all of these things that I tried, they did help. They helped a little, but my skin, it was still bad. I still had these really random breakouts that kept coming week after week that I couldn't control them. So after trying all these things, I started to get really discouraged because I wasn't seeing much progress and it had been like a couple of months already. One day, something really random happened. You know how you have like those Facebook groups? Well, at the time, I was on a women's Facebook group. One girl, she posted a question. She was asking if anyone knew where she could find a non-dairy protein powder. I commented underneath, I was like, well, why do you want a non-dairy protein powder? And she commented after, she said, oh, I stopped eating dairy for my acne, so I tried to avoid it in protein powders. Then, like right after, another girl comments, and she says, like literally, she said, I had eczema for 8 years, and when I stopped eating dairy, it went away. And that got me thinking, you know, maybe I should also take out dairy. Before, I was starting my day with like this big bowl of yogurt, but I just tried to take out or replace dairy for 1 week, like 7 days, to see if things would change. And I was really surprised because my skin, it started to get so much better. I started to look into other foods and I started to just test and experiment on myself. My skin, it started to calm down. It started to get softer. I didn't have these huge, terrible breakouts anymore. And that was what started me on my journey to flawless skin with food and diet. Recently, somebody asked me if I ever missed my life before I started to change all these things. And honestly, no, I really don't, because now I don't have the random breakouts like I did before. I can wear clothes I couldn't before. I can go to the beach and travel without steroid creams, and I get full nights of sleep without waking up. My life now, after all of this, is pretty great. And I'm not perfect. I still have a long way to go to flawless skin, but for the first time ever, I'm finally in control of my skin, and that feels amazing. Those things, the things that I talked about in this video, those are the things that helped me get the skin that I have today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video, and I hope it was able to inspire you to start your own journey to flawless skin. And if you want to know more about any of the things that I did, let me know in the comments below. I read them and I do answer them, and I love hearing from you. Thank you for watching. Actually, I have some good stuff coming up, so if you don't want to miss them, if you want to get some real flawless advice for your skin, hit the subscribe button over here.